Hello my people, welcome again to Sharp Edge Design Limited. Now this is a sequel to the video that we dropped a few days ago talking about 10 ways to save money on your building project. Now in part 1 we talked about 5 different ways to save money on your building project. You know, we had to stop that video because the video was becoming too long. That's why we needed to do a part 2, and you are welcome to the part 2. Now in part 1 we talked about 5 ways. We talked about how that you need to buy good land to save money on your project. You need to fence your project to save money. You need to do a borehole. 3. Number 4, you need to get a professional that is worth his salt. And number 5, we said you will also need to do a shed, a small wooden shed that will serve as your site office and as your what's it called now, your store. Now in this part 2 we are going to be starting from number 6, the 6th way you can save money on your project. And what is that 6th way to save money on your project? It is by being simple in your design. Do not overdo your design. This one is really very important because you need to understand that there is beauty in simplicity. I'm telling you, 100% of the time, when you see a complex design, any design that is overly complex, you will never see beauty there. Complexity and beauty, they rarely go together. They rarely go together. You must understand that there is beauty in simplicity. And in any case, when your design is even simple, it even makes it more beautiful and it helps you save more money. You spend a lot more money when your design is complex. Let me give you an example. I saw a video. I think the video went viral a few months ago, maybe some 2-3 months ago. It was a video of Nyesom Wike, the FCT minister. He and a couple of other politicians, they went to visit another politician somewhere. I think it was in Bayelsa State or something, if I remember correctly. Now, when they went to visit him, because he just finished building his house. That house was massive. But when I saw that video, I was so angry. Do you know why? I was angry because when you see the building, you will know that they spent a lot of money on the building. It was very evident that they killed money on that project. But guess what? The project turned out to be very ugly. That's why I was angry. It was a very war project, very war building. There was nothing I could point out in that building that to say, this one is beautiful. No, nothing. Why? Because the whole thing was just complex, so just anyhow. The thing was not just making sense to me. I was like, what is this, for God's sake? These people will not just get it. They will not come and get people like us to give them something, you know, something regal, something heavenly. They will not. Oh, I was so angry when I saw that thing. You understand? So, do not make the mistake of thinking that the more complex your design is, the finer it will be. No, it does not work like that. It does not work like that. In that building, you could clearly tell that a lot of money went into that building, but aesthetically, it was very underwhelming. That is the mistake many people make. They spend heavily without direction. This is why I keep hammering on the fact that you need a professional that understands functionality, a professional that understands aesthetics, and a professional that knows how to marry both of them perfectly. Your professional should be able to marry functionality with aesthetics to give a fabulous result. Listen, simplicity, when done right, beats expensive confusion every single time. There is no doubt about that. So you must be careful. That's why I told you in the last video, and I'm still repeating it again today. Do everything within your power to get a professional that is worth his salt. If you did not see part 1 of this video, please go back and check it out, because there are a lot of things that were said in that video that you need to know. Okay, now let's go to the number 7, the 7th way you can save good money on your project. Number 7, do a proper bill of quantities. Listen, your bill of quantities is your financial control system. That is your control system. Listen, a proper BOQ, a proper bill of quantities, helps you plan accurately. It reduces waste, and most importantly, it helps guard against theft. Because once you have a BOQ, you have transferred the risk, all of the risk that is on that project that you as a client is supposed to bear. Once you have a bill of quantities, you have transferred that risk to the contractor. Let me give you an example. If you agreed with the contractor that maybe the foundation will cost maybe, let's say, 10 million naira to complete, Let's assume that you have agreed, you have reached an agreement with your contractor, a good contractor or a contractor that has sense, that knows what he's doing. If you have agreed with him that to finish the foundation will cost 10 million naira, you have automatically passed the risk to your contractor. Even if his workers are stealing materials every day, it does not concern you. Even if somebody comes and see, whatever excuse they want to give does not concern you. You have already entered an agreement with him. All you want to see at the end of the day is your foundation in place for the 10 million naira that you have agreed. Shikena, that is all you want to see. And guess what? A contractor that is what he sought, that has integrity, when he goes into that contract with you and he starts building, if something happens, for example, maybe the bill of quantities is a non-fluctuating bill of quantities. For example, what that means is, even if there is fluctuation, the 10 million naira will not change, because we have fluctuating contracts and non-fluctuating contracts. Now, if it's a non-fluctuating bill of quantities that was agreed between you two, what that means is, even if fluctuation now happens, you know, this Nigeria and the galloping inflation that we have, let's say inflation, one major inflation now happens, the contractor is still bound to complete the project for that 10 million naira. Even if at the end of the day he ends up spending like 11, 12, 13 million, he will have to spend that extra money from his pocket. So you see that risk has been moved from you to the contractor. So the contractor is now bound to deliver that foundation for you, because you both agreed a non-fluctuating bill of quantities that the project, that was called now, the foundation will be done for 10 million naira. So there is no, see, all you just want to see is your foundation standing. That's all. Do you understand? That's why it's important to do a bill of quantities. See, in the past, I've met some clients that they will tell me they want to build, then I'll ask for their brief, I'll ask for their what's it called now, their survey plan. After getting their survey plan, I'll now ask for their brief. They'll give me their brief. They'll now tell them, okay, let us prepare a bill of quantities. Maybe you should go and prepare a bill of quantities and give it to us, so that we'll just go through. If it is okay by us, we'll work with it. They will say no, and in fact, most clients think this way. They will tell you no, they don't want to do a bill of quantities. When you ask them why, they'll say that if I do a bill of quantities and I see the total contract sum, I'll be scared. It will discourage me from building. It will this, it will that. Listen to me. Forget the fact that the figure might scare you. What you want to do is to protect yourself. You want to protect your money. You want to save money on your project. Let me give you an instance. If in reality the cost of completing your project is 50 million, for example, if in reality it is 50 million, if you have a bill of quantities in place, that already checkmates whoever is handling the job, because you both know that 50 million will complete so and so project. But if you do not have a bill of quantities for that project, do you know what will happen? By the time you have spent 70 million, 80 million on the same project, you will not know that you have overshot what the actual budget is supposed to be. You will not know. If the contractor is a contractor that does not have integrity, I feel sorry for you. I feel sorry for you, because he will do you strong thing. So I am telling you, get a bill of quantities. Do not start a building project without a bill of quantities. See, don't say I did not warn you, or else somebody will just be using your money to build a mansion for himself somewhere else. I'm telling you now, the bill of quantities is one of your biggest protection. It protects you and your finances. Just take it from me. It's not even a contest, as in there is no argument about that. So that is number 7. Without a bill of quantities, you are basically funding guesswork. If you do not have a bill of quantities, you are just doing guesswork. You are doing guesswork. And if you are doing guesswork, how will you know when it has ended? You will know. You will just be spending money. So do a bill. I've told you. Don't say I did not warn you. Anyway, let's go to number 8. The 8th way you can save money. All right. The 8th way you can save money on your building project in Nigeria in 2026 is to build in phases if your funds are limited. Build in phases if your funds are limited. Let me tell you something. Most of the buildings that you see standing were built in phases. What do I mean? You will hardly get anybody that has 100 million naira to put on the ground to build a duplex or a block of flats or something. You hardly get somebody that will just have that 100 million naira in his hand. It hardly ever happens. What they do is they mostly build in phases. Seriously. And the fact that you are building in phases does not mean that the work is bad quality. No, it doesn't. It doesn't. The only difference between a house that was built in phases and the one that was built from start to finish at once is just the time difference. One takes longer time to complete, that's all. Let me give you a true life story. There was a project I handled for a friend based in the UK. This guy, first of all, when he called me and told me he wanted to build, it was also a block of flats I did for him somewhere at Ibejuleki. So when he called me and said he wanted to build, we now talked about the design. I charged him for the design, he paid for the design, we did the design. By the time we were done with the design, we now did all the paperwork, all of the approvals and all that. By the time we got the approvals and stuff, at this time the guy had spent some millions of naira. He now relaxed. He relaxed a bit. After some months, he now called me and said he would like to start this project too. But obviously, at that time, he didn't have the money to complete it. So he now asked me, how much will he need to do the foundation first? So I now did the calculation. We did the calculation and we sent it to him and he was like, okay, I think I can handle this. And he gave us money and we did the foundation, completed the foundation. After the foundation, everybody went to their father's house. For months, the guy did not call me. After months had gone by, he now called me again. I've been able to raise some money. What I need is, I don't know if we'll be able to do it from that foundation stage to the decking. How much will it cost? We gave him the quotation. We sent a bill of quantities to him. He was in UK. We were having all this. He would call me from the UK. We were just talking, back and forth. So we now sent him the cost that will take the building from the foundation level to the decking. He said that he'll be able to handle that. He sent money. We did it. Took it to the decking. After we did the first floor slab, everybody went to their father's house. After some months had gone by, he now called me again. Alpha, I have some money. I don't know how much will this money be able to, what can this achieve for us? We now did some calculation. We told him, okay, you'll be able to take the building to the roof beam stage. We now did the building to the roof beam stage and we went to our father's house again. After some months, he called me and said he was ready to roof and we roofed the building and waited. That was how we kept on doing it. Anytime he had some money in hand, he would call me and we would take the project to the next level. That project took about 5 to 6 years before we completed it. But guess what? By the time we were done with the project, it was by far the finest building on that street. It was so fine that when they wanted to rent it out, they refused to rent it out at the going rate. I remember that time, a 3-bedroom flat on that street was going for about 1.1 million. When they wanted to rent that building out, they said they were going to rent it for 1.5. And I was like, it's too much now. You need to balance your pricing. And they were like, no, can't you see the building? This building is too fine. How can we give this out for the same price? That they're not good. And guess what? So I don't know how much they eventually rented it out for, but I know that they rented it out for way more than the going rate. Why? Because the building came out very fine at the end of the day. So it's not about, there is nothing wrong in doing your building in phases. So what am I saying? If you are serious about your project, you can do it in phases, because sometimes if you are waiting to have all of the monies before you start developing, you might never get this. Don't say I'm swearing for you now. Nigerians, any little thing that you say we are wishing you bad, I'm not wishing anybody bad. I'm just saying, I'm being practical here. Sometimes if you are waiting to have all of the money, you might never start the project. So just go ahead and do this thing in phases. You understand? The truth is, nobody can tell it took that long unless you tell them. If you don't tell them it took 5 years, 6 years to complete your project, nobody will know. That's the power of patience and phased building. So, the bottom line is, slow doesn't mean bad. The fact that the building took years to complete does not mean bad. It is when you are not disciplined. It is indiscipline that kills projects, not the fact that you are slow or you are doing it in phases. No. So I hope you got that. Now let's go to the ninth reason, the ninth way that you can save money on your project. Number 9, you can prepare for your materials. This one is very powerful, especially in Nigeria, because in Nigeria, especially since Tinubu took over, this guy that wants to finish this economy, since Tinubu took over, the kind of inflation that we have been experiencing is not normal inflation. It's galloping inflation plus hyperinflation. All of the inflation joined together. That's what we have been experiencing. So in this kind of economy, you will be very lucky if you're able to prepare for your materials. Just prepare for the materials, because before long you will just see that prices have gone up. But because you have already paid, you have locked in that price. Your materials are your materials. Whenever you need your materials, you can always go and meet the supplier and tell the supplier, okay, I'm ready to collect my materials now, and you collect the materials at no extra cost. I remember some years back when we were doing a project around that Ibejuleki too, we actually ordered, because we heard we heard that the price of cement will soon go up. What we did was, we now went and ordered, I think about 100, maybe 200 bags of cement. We ordered about 100 or 200 bags of cement that period, cha. And after like a week or 2 weeks, the price of cement now added like 300 or 400 naira. I can't remember because it happened years ago. When that happened, the supplier became very angry because he had no excuse to give us for us not to collect our cement. Because I remember the day we went to pick up our cement, the guy was just angry, he was just boning his face, he didn't even want to smile. But it wasn't our fault. We were only just proactive, you know. We heard the news and we took advantage of it and we made payment. The guy was happy to collect the payment at the point. But when the price now jacked up, he was now vexing. I don't know who he been vexed for. But the point is, if you're able to prepare for materials, maybe your reinforcement rods, maybe cement, whatever materials you're able to prepare for, just go ahead and do it. Because in Nigeria of today, you'll be surprised what the price of cement or reinforcement rods will be saying in the next 1 month. Imagine the last project that we just did, one small project like that we just completed. That project, by the time we started the project, we were buying cement for 10,500 or so, maybe 10,300 or something like that. That project took us a little over a year to finish because the client also did it in phases. Even though it's just a bungalow, a 5-bedroom bungalow, but then he did it in phases. Now, that project took us just a little over a year. But guess what? At the time we were rounding up the project, do you know how much cement was going for? Cement was selling for over 12,000 naira. You can imagine. You can imagine the nonsense. That is the Nigeria that we are in today. So, if you can prepare for materials, please do so. Do so. It's all good. Now, let us go to the last way you can save money on your building project. Number 10. Because if you remember, the title of this video is 10 ways you can save money on your building project in 2026 in Nigeria. Now, number 10. Listen to me carefully. Number 10. Avoid last minute changes. Number 10. Avoid last minute changes. You see, building a house in Nigeria is like being the coach of the Super Eagles. Every Nigerian has an advice for the Super Eagles coach. It's either why you shouldn't have started Osimhen. Osimhen should not be starting. Osimhen should go to the bench. No, Alex Iwobi did not play well. Alex Iwobi is too lazy. He shouldn't be in the team, sef. Stanley Wabali is too aggressive. Remove him. Let him get out. Every Nigerian has an advice for the Super Eagles coach. In the same vein, everybody has an opinion when it comes to your own building projects. I'm telling you. Once you tell anybody, any of your friends, your family members, your neighbor, your church members, once you just tell them, I'm building a house here, just give them 10 minutes. They are ready with like 5 different advice for you. Don't do this, do it like this, do it like that. You have to be careful. You have to be careful. Because before you know what's happening, even random visitors will give you advice. Shift this wall. This wall should be shifted. Make this space bigger. Change this design. They always have one design, one advice to give you. But you have to be careful. Because if you listen to everyone, you will destroy your budget. You must make up your mind not to listen to every Tom, Dick, and Harry that gives you an advice. Because all this advice are a dime a dozen. Listen, if you have hired a competent professional, trust him to do his job. Because every last minute change means maybe demolition, it means some kind of rework. It will always result in extra costs. That one is for sure. I'm telling you, everybody has an advice to give you. So the less amount of people you tell about your building project, the better for you. Don't even tell anybody about your building project. Just do your project and move on. Do your project and move on. At the end of the day, when you're done with the project and you now invite them for the housewarming, they are still the ones that will tell you, this project is fine, this thing is beautiful. That's what they will tell you. But if you allow them to be giving you advice, see, have you ever been part of a church project before? Anybody that is watching this video that has ever been part of a church project, you'll understand what I'm talking about. Because a church project, it only takes the grace of God for it to be completed. Because everybody that comes to church wants to say something. They want to tell you, Pastor, I don't like the way they are doing this roof. I don't like the way, why did they do this thing like this now? It's not, everybody has an opinion. So you must be able to put your foot down and insist that no, somebody is handling it and this is what we have already agreed ab initio that we are going to do, and we do not intend to change anything, because any change you make will result in good cash, unless you want to overshoot your budget. Then you can just be making changes anyhow. But I'm telling you, the less people that know about your project, the better. Before you started your project, you already had a dream in mind, and you called the architect and gave the architect your brief, and the architect was able to put your dream together and put it on paper in the way of drawing. I mean, give him the opportunity to bring your dream to life. Stop listening to every Tom, Dick, and Harry that is walking around. Stop. It will help you save money. Guys, building in Nigeria is not cheap, but it doesn't have to be chaotic. If you make smart decisions, if you plan properly, if you work with the right people, you won't just save money, you will actually finish your project with peace of mind. I'm telling you that with authority. Guys, if you need help with your project, if you are looking to build in Nigeria, especially Lagos, if you have plans to build, please do not, take any step further without reaching out to us. Just reach out to us. If you are planning to build and you want to avoid costly mistakes, if you want to work with experienced professionals, if you want to get value for your money, reach out to Sharp Edge Design Limited. You can see our website scrolling on the screen. You can just go to our website, www.sharpedgedesignlimited.com. That's our website. And if you want to call us directly, or you want to send us a WhatsApp message, you can do that on 0802-835-3440. Reach out to us and let us bring your dream to life. Let us help you build smart. Guys, if you found value in this video, please do not forget to like the video, share the video, and also subscribe to this channel. Do not forget to subscribe to this channel. And if you are yet to click on the notification bell, please do that now, so that whenever we drop a video, you will be alerted. And also, don't forget to tell somebody about Sharp Edge Design Limited. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.